What's up, gang? So I'm going to be reacting to um, Israel Adesanya's press conference um, before his fight against Drake's Duplessis in UFC 305. So let's start.
I feel like the principal.
Izzy's energy is always his energy to me is always so strange. Like I like Izzy. He's one of my favorite fighters, but he's different. Let's just say that.
Well, Israel, the front right here. Obviously, you've been kind of targeting this fight with Dricus for a while, even when you were a champion. So I guess now that you're only a few days away from actually getting to fight him, I guess how was camp? What are the emotions this fight week? And yeah,
Camp was awesome. It was refreshing. It was one of the best ones, if not the best one yet. And the emotions this fight week is calm.
Yeah, when Izzy fights, when Izzy puts his mind when he really focuses, man, he's one of the most dangerous fighters, man.
what in fight camp specifically, if you could say, made this one of the best ones?
Just we reshuffled the deck. We changed the way um, we just pretty much kept what was useful and discarded what was useless for us. And we upgraded the program itself and had a preseason, had training blocks, not just going hard, 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 hard all the time, and then yeah, getting injured and stuff.
Was that a conversation you had with your camp, or did you approach them and say we got to
No,
get rid of some stuff?
I think they saw, the schedule that I was on and some of the other fighters in our gym. I had 5 fights in 16 months as a champion. And again, it's not just the fight itself, it's the work we have to do to get ready for the fight. So
Mm.
they saw um, the detriment that I was doing to me and some of the other fighters. So it was good to refresh everything.
And obviously, I feel like you're a big energy guy. Like you kind of feel energy from people. Have you
Yes.
run into him at all in the hotel? And what energy are you getting from him?
Not really him, but I saw his coach and his brother, and they're cool.
You said I don't care about belts. I'm coming for heads. And I think you said you wanted to show off yourself in this octagon. So I guess how do you view success fighting Dricus? Is it beating him? Is it beating him spectacularly? Is it just putting on like a fight that fans are enjoying?
That's a good question.
How do you view success against him?
Hmm. Success against him will be all three.
Did you see the footage of his?
Dang, he said all three. I don't know, man. Izzy's one of my Izzy's I hope Izzy wins, but I just Drake is a dog. And Drake is gonna come for Izzy's head. He's coming for your head, Izzy. Like if you
His coach
this
using
is
a
gonna be a great
taser
fight.
in fight camp when people were out of position and grappling stuff. He would like tase their feet and stuff.
Yeah, Eugene uses knives. He always has a knife on him. Is he here? No, he's not. If he does, he'll have a knife on him. So I've had knives pointed at me before. It's
That was weird. He said Eugene uses knives. What does that mean?
not this
Like it's not like he's gonna be stabbing y'all.
camp though. I was good. I was good this camp.
And I saw on your Twitter you posted some photos of yourself, but then you also posted like an audio of someone like reading about anger. It was like them talking about like,
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
was
like,
it's just a post. It was
okay.
just
So
just
nothing to look into in that one.
nah. You guys don't look too much into things. Sometimes I just post shit because it sounds cool.
Just two more from me. They announced Francis is making his return to MMA. So I guess a lot of people view him as like kind of the face of African MMA, just
Mhm.
from the UFC to the PFL. So I
Of
guess
course.
what's the response from his return that maybe you felt in Africa?
Shout out to Francis, man.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for what he's doing.
Francis is a goat. Francis is one of the goats of MMA, man.
He just went through something that I would never wish on anyone. And we've talked. I've checked up on him, and again, I respect Francis so much. He's an integral part of what we've done in the UFC. Right now I know there's competition between other promotions and the UFC and battles, but again, you can never erase history because the streets, the internet will always remember no matter
Uh,
what. And I think they'll fix this eventually, but it's just a lot of chest puffing.
business.
But yeah, I think hopefully they'll. The UFC are smart people. They'll understand and they'll rectify this eventually.
Are you referring to that video clip that came out that
Not just that, just everything. Like, just you can't erase Francis's legacy in the UFC. It's part of what we've done. It's forever in history in stone. So trying to whitewash it or just not talk about it is silly. And I
Mm. Yo, I salute Izzy for that, man. Izzy a real one, to represent Francis like that and talk about Francis like that because you can't. Like that's super petty. Like I understand like the UFC is a business, but like man, that was super petty to do something like that.
know he's fighting for, the PFL right now, but it's still history. You can't just turn a
Yeah.
blind eye to it. So again, I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. This is how business goes with the UFC. And yeah,
the last one for me, unrelated to this fight, but November 1st, they're going to start implementing these new rule changes with the
oh, 12 to 6 elbow.
yeah,
Finally, Jesus
and the
Christ.
they've also redefined the grounded opponent, so you need more than just your hands. So I can hear you're happy with these changes.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's about time that, but then also we got the judging as well has to change. Not for me, but for us as fighters. I don't do win bonuses, so I'm all right. But for some of these other guys who have win bonuses and they get their win bonuses taken away, and
In the comments here it said Dana did it to Mighty Mouse. Yeah. Like I don't know why sometimes the UFC gets so petty, bro.
that could be half their purse, could be 10,000, 20, 25,000 away from them because the judge decided, oh, you weren't moving forward enough, even though they were blasting the other guy in the
And also, yeah, judges need to be responsible too, because sometimes their freaking scorecard is crazy.
face with kicks and punches. Yeah, it's good for the game, and I think these things should happen quicker.
Israel, we talk about legacy a lot in this sport, and it's the reason why a lot of people do it. When you see what's happening with Francis and stuff, is it a concern that the turnover of fans in this sport is so high paced that legacies like his can be forgotten if the promotion itself doesn't celebrate them as often as they can?
It can be, but also again, we're in
Mm, It can't because, all
the
right,
age of the internet, so
yeah, what Francis does, yeah, that's a good answer because even though they try to do that, bro, it's petty.
I don't think it's gonna be forgotten as easily as they try. But yeah. Also myself, look, my last fight was atrocious for myself. I was not happy with that fight, and the fans, the media, you're only as good as your last fight. They keep all these fucking sometimes these sayings that don't make sense anymore. You're only as good as your last fight.
Uh, yeah, that kind of does make sense.
I don't get it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but yeah,
How do you not get it? You're only as good as your last fight, meaning everyone only people like only focus on the now. You know what I mean? And your last fight sucked.
yeah. So for me, even this weekend, I kind of want to do what I have to do.
Like people aren't focusing on what you did 2, 3 years ago. Like this, like the fighting business is a ruthless sport, and you can get left behind real quick.
And when I do it, and then people are gonna be like, "Fuck, how did we not see this coming? How did we underestimate that he was gonna do this? Amazing." So yeah, it's just time to remind people.
You took this time off. We good?
Classic.
That's one thing I don't like. Like that boy, I don't like when people be doing that shit.
You took this time off. How long do you think you've added to your own career by just forcing yourself to take this break?
I think it was good for him to take a break, though. I didn't know he was so active, man. Is he one of the goats, man?
I don't know. I don't know, but I've raised the level of athlete that I am by taking this break, by doing the right things to let my body heal and heal my body, and even just remove myself from the game completely for I don't know 3 months or whatever it was. But yeah, I don't know how much I've added, but I know definitely I've raised the level of fighter that I am.
It's part of that, the motivation, right? Not just to beat Dricus, not just to show that you're still the top level, but the narrative in the sport sometimes it's like, oh, once they start losing, they just lose and lose and lose, and then they're done. Are you excited to come back and be like, no, that doesn't happen to every elite fighter?
They said that after New York when I fought Alex Pereira, they were like, oh, nah, he's done. He should pack it up. They always say some dumb shit like that. But a lot of these fans, they're not. They've never done what we've done. So, yeah. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. I know what I can do. My team knows what I can do, and it's just time to show people what I can do.
Israel, over here. Just a lot has been made as obviously like you taking the time off and making a lot of changes in your life. Of all those changes, which ones would you say was like the hardest to make and probably required the most honesty from yourself with your own self?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
There's a few. A tedious one was probably not really hard, but like the little things like the ice baths and using the hyper ice machine, because it's just, I'm tired. I've fucking just done VO2 max workout. I get home, I gotta put this fucking moon boot on all the way up to my groin and then sit there. So these little things, and once you do them, you're fine. Every time I'm about to hop in a cold plunge, my mind always tries to say no, because that's self-preservation, but I just override that, and it calcifies your mind. You get used to saying no to your urges of relief or whatever, and then you learn how to go through the fire or ice.
You mentioned before that the vibe is calm this week. Why is that calm? I think also because a lot of people expected like, man, it's going to be a crazy fiery build-up. Where's that calmness coming from?
Experience. A lot has happened in the last 11 months. I've had to go through some life shit myself. My life really, my personal life really is, like social media or shit like that all the time. So for me, I had to go through a lot of life stuff and a lot of soul searching and a lot of, what do I want from this game? What do I want from life? Where do I see myself? All that kind of question. What do I want my legacy to be? All these questions I had to ask myself and have an honest talk to myself. And yeah, eventually I just knew when I came back, I wanted to be like reinvented. I wanted to be a different, what did Kobe say? Same animal, but a different beast. Yeah.
Israel. Oh, sorry. Not done yet.
Yeah.
Almost done. I was going to say, that face-off that you and Dricus had, it went for ages, but it was such a calm presser.
That face-off was intense.
And then the energy changed. What was it that made the energy change so abruptly?
So for me, I just I don't know what to expect, but he tried to pufferfish me, and then he realized pretty quickly I'm not the one you can try and just blow smoke at. And yeah, he felt my energy, and he understands. He knows who he's dealing with now. That moment right there, let him know. He got to look into my eyes and see who I am. Yeah, I don't know what brought it on, but it's just deja vu.
Man, that standoff between them, man, was intense. That made me
before.
That made me want to buy the pay-per-view.
The best. Like, no one can intimidate me. No one can intimidate me, and he definitely won't do that.
Something that you've been saying a lot is like you want to show him who he is. Take us into that. What exactly does that mean? Who is he?
Yeah, who is he? I think what he's trying to say is he's not African. That's what he's trying to say.
You'll find out.
And I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't want to keep going, but that's about half of it. He said he's gonna show him who he is. He said, "Who is he?" He says, "You're going to find out." Man, I really want to go. I love Izzy, man. I want to root for him, and I hope he wins. But I'm gonna go with Dracus. I think Dracus is gonna win this, but I hope Izzy wins. But I'm gonna go with Dracus. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment sections. Hope you guys like the video. All right, yeah.